Hey, it's Mr. Barr, and I'm going to evaluate recursive formulas for sequences. Recursive formulas, it's the idea that I'm always looking backwards. I'm always looking backwards to the previous term. Let's do this. All right, so it's saying the first term is 5. And then what do? Well, I look at the previous term and I multiply it by 4. And I think you learned in my lessons that a to the n minus 1, that's a fancy way of saying previous term. So this is saying, hey, look back and multiply it by 4. So a sub 1 is 5. Look back and multiply it by 4 would be 5 times 4, which is 20. And then it says 20. There we go. And then it says look backwards and multiply it by 4. So it keeps saying previous term times 4, which takes me to an 80. So this one, it's saying, hey, start at 3 and then do the previous term times 7. So I start at 3 and multiply it by 7, which takes me to a 21. And then it says, hey, look backwards and multiply it by 3. So 21 times 3, multiply it by 7. So 21 times 7 is some number, 147. Previous term times 3. This is saying previous term times 5. So I'm starting at 5, and then I multiply it by 5, and that gives me, oh, actually, look, but it's jumping. Give me a second. I'm going to turn my lights back on. All right, so it's saying, hey, the first term is 5, and then it's saying the previous term, so look backwards and multiply it by 5, it takes me to 25. Then it's saying, hey, multiply it by 5, which takes me to 125. Notice that it's wanting the third term, so the answer is 125. So this is saying previous term plus 14. So I'm starting at negative 10, and it's saying, hey, add 14 to that. Okay, so I add 14 to it, it takes me to 4. And then it's saying, hey, add 14 to that, it takes me to 18. First, second, third term. What's the third term? So the answer is 18. All right. So this is saying previous term times negative 7. I'm going to jump a level. Ooh, I'm going to jump up to the 64s. Oh, I like this one. I'm glad I'm doing this. So if we know that a sub n minus 1 equals previous term, and I'll go over this in the lessons, a to the n minus 2 equals previous term. It says go back even further. So we're starting at a sub 1 equals 0. A sub 2 is 1. And now it's saying, hey, add the previous term and the previous term together. So it's saying add those two terms together, which takes me to a 1. And now I'm right here. It says look here and add them together. That takes me to a 2. Now I'm right here, and it says look here and add them together. That takes me to a 3. And it says, I'm right here, so look back, add those two together, and that adds up to a 5. And I think, let me Google this, I think this is the Fibonacci sequence, isn't it? Fibonacci sequence. Give me the Fibonacci sequence. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5, 8. 0, 1, 1, 2, 3, 5. Yeah, this is the Fibonacci sequence. All right, let's get it into things. So 0. So it starts out a sub 3 is 1. Then it goes to 2. And then it goes to 3. Nice. Okay, this one, it starts at 5, and then it goes to 3, and then it's saying, hey, I want you to look at the previous term and multiply it by 2. Okay, so I'm right here. So don't look at the previous term. Look at the previous term, multiply it by 2. I'm right here. Look at the previous term, multiply it by 2. Look at the previous term, multiply it by 2. 3, 4, 5. I gotta get up to 6. That's a 12. A sub 3 is 10. A sub 4 is 6. A sub 5 is 20. A sub 6 is 12. Good work, Mr. Barr. Let's jump a level. So 2 times the previous term plus 2 times the previous term. Okay, this doesn't look crazy. It's just previous term times 2/3. So 90, and then 2/3 of 90, which is 60, and then 2/3 of 60, which is 40, and then it doesn't want me to go decimal, and it just went, it kind of went decimal. Integers or fractions? It's 26. Okay, let's do it. We'll just multiply it out. So this is 40 times 2/3, which is going to give me 80/3. So this was 1, 2, 3, 4. Got to go one more. So 80/3 times 2/3 equals 160/9. Okay, let's see if it likes that. A sub 2 was 60. A sub 3 was 40. A sub 4 is 80/3. In simplest form. Yeah, and then 160/9. Those are simplified. All right, so we're doing, starts at 99, and then 1/3 of 99 is 33, and then 1/3 of 33 is 11, and now I have to do some fraction work. 11 times 1/3, it's going to be 11/3, times 1/3 is going to be 11/9, and I think that gets me there. This is 1, 2, 3, 4. Actually, I went too far. That's all I need. Let's jump a level. Oh, this isn't that much more. That's nothing. Okay. So 40, half of 40 is 20, half of 20 is 10, half of 10 is 5. 1, 2, 3, 4, half of 5 is 5 halves. Oh, this time it wants me to use the fraction thing. Or does it? Challenge zone. There's no challenge here. This is just fourths. 64 divided by 4 is 16. So it starts at 64. 16 divided by 4 is 4. 4 divided by 4 is 1. 1 divided by 4 is 1/4. 1/4 divided by 4 is 1/16. Got to go out to the fourth term, so 1. So it's just a 1. All right, hey, I got you into the 90s. That's about it. Thanks for watching.